So this is one of the subjects from the upcoming Coin Op series. And one of the coins that yields a key when we understand both sides of it is the victim perpetrator or the victim aggressor coin. And basically this coin is one of emotional violence and uneven give and take. And I know that we get victimized. I know firsthand we can be giving nothing but kindness and get paid in nothing but grief from a person. Okay. So I know that on a physical level and an energetic level, people get victimized. But the thing is, everything that happens in our reality is something that we create or allow. And yes, sometimes things can happen that may slow our process down or may temporarily block good karma that we have. But those things are only temporary, and they're based on the universe needing time to turn things around once we've changed our patterns. The patterns that led to us creating or inviting or allowing those events, those consequences that we don't like feeling into our world. And a lot of times that's a karmic process. It's a process that happens as a gift, an opportunity for us to learn. And it's when we're operating at a karmic level to need to learn lessons. Once we learn the lesson of I don't like the consequences of this this pattern that's playing out, that's manifesting before me, then we take a step back and we look at which side of the coin we're on. But more importantly, we recognize that there's two sides to that coin. So when we find ourselves in a victim mentality, and we don't want to be in that anymore, we can take the common karmic route of either wallowing in the victimhood, or what happens very often, hurt people, and very often victims become bullies, or bullies were victims, whichever way you will look at it from. And while this is an opportunity to recognize more compassion, it's an opportunity for the individual that's in the process. And we've all been in some version of that process or witnessed it, because we're in a human body on earth at this time. And when we're ready to face the unknown, and when we fear being stuck in this process more than we fear the unknown, then we start to look for ways to experience something different, something new, so that we don't have to keep suffering the consequences. That's the initial stage of stepping out of this karmic process, whatever the karmic process is. So if we look at the discomfort, we look at what we believe initially is causing it, which is outside circumstances, people playing roles. And then we realize that in order to stop experiencing a pattern, we have to quit putting out to the universe that we need to keep experiencing that pattern. And that can happen from the actuality that we no longer need to experience that pattern because we understand it now, or it can happen from the blind acceptance that we no longer need to experience that karmic pattern, and a blind faith in the next steps that the universe will very much provide just by authentically putting it out that we don't want to experience that pattern anymore. And when I say putting it out, I don't mean just speaking it. I don't mean trying to fake it with the universe. I mean really owning that we no longer wish to hold that pattern, to keep repeating that pattern that's manifesting before us. So, one of the simpler clues to this is to look at whether we're happy with the patterns that we're experiencing manifesting around us. And if we're not, get happy, get in a space of gratitude, allow ourselves to recognize that pattern as a gift, an opportunity to learn, and then learn what we need to learn from it. And it is not always going to be comfortable. In fact, it's growth. So it's kind of a requirement that there's a certain level, some degree of discomfort with it, because through that discomfort, we recognize, hey, I don't want to feel this way anymore. How do I change that? Blessings, y'all.